All right, let's continue our face-off and take a little closer look at the user interface on the Samsung Infuse 4G and Motorola Atrix 4G. Again, they both run Android 2.2 Froyo. What's different is they both have different user interfaces. The Infuse 4G offers Samsung's TouchWiz, and on the Atrix 4G, it's Motorola's Moto Blur. Both phones are going to offer you 7 different panels that you can customize. On the Infuse, it's going to be with Samsung and Android widgets, application shortcuts, bookmarks, folders, and contact information. Let's start down here at the end and we'll take a look. Here's the calendar widget, active applications widget, which is pretty neat. It tells you the amount of applications or number of applications you currently have running in the background, and it actually acts as a task manager. You can actually go in and close them. Shows you the applications you've downloaded, the amount of RAM that's available, and then a summary of the memory situation on your phone, which is pretty nice. Next, you have their photo frame widget. Nice picture of a tree. Dual clock widget. This is a Google search widget. The different areas that you can search are right there for you to take a look at quickly. This is their social networking widget. It ties in with Twitter, Facebook, as well as MySpace. This is their Buddies Now, which is a shortcut for calling friends and sending text messages. And this is their Days, which is a sort of a diary that ties into the calendar. And that's all of them, I believe. Let me go in and check and make sure we didn't miss any. The ones that you're not seeing are Android widgets that you would have anyway. So there's not a lot of Samsung widgets for some reason on AT&T Samsung smartphones. But anyway, there's a look at the different ones that are available with TouchWiz 3.0. On the Atrix 4G, again, 7 different panels. And this time you're going to have Moto Blur widgets. This is their gallery shortcut to camera as well as to the gallery itself, and you can set up a photo in there. This is Facebook status RSS feed. This is the Facebook, Twitter, as well as MySpace. This is text messages, text messaging. One thing I wanted to show you too, these are also size-wise adjustable, as you can see there. Come on, there we go. Date, time, weather, calendar, and again you can enlarge the calendar as well. There we go. And this is their, similar to Buddies Now, but the Moto Blur version. Contact, I can't remember what it's called. It's a contact shortcut, direct call. You can set it up for contact information, for messaging, however you want to set it up. This is their sticky notes, which is handy, and their power bar up at the top, and then their picture frame widget. So there's a look at the widgets that are available on both, and I don't think I've missed anything on Moto Blur. It's called Contact Quick Tasks. God, easy for me to say. Yeah, I think I've got them all there. The only thing that you would not see potentially would be an Android widget, but that's to be expected since we're looking at UIs, not just at the Android overall user interface. All right, let's look at notification bars real quick. Notification systems. All right, let's look at, there we go, thank you. On the Infuse 4G, you're going to get some connectivity manager shortcuts up at the top, which I think are nice. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, silent, as well as screen rotation. Below that, you're going to have your typical, as you can see, notifications. And again, you can tap on one, go directly to it, hit clear to clear them all, slide up to close, or hit the back button to close. Holding down the home key from the home screen will open up a 7-panel overview, excuse me, not a 7-panel overview. We'll open up the Task Manager or Recent Apps application. On the Atrix 4G, you're going to get the last 8 apps you had open. You can tap on any one to go directly to it, as you can see there. On the Infuse 4G, a little different. Instead of 8, you've only got 6, but you have an actual Task Manager that you can go to, which we took a look at just a second ago, which is pretty handy. Also, tapping on the home key from the home screen should give you a 7-panel overview on the Atrix 4G. On the Infuse, you have to squeeze the screen together with a pinch gesture, and it will give you the 7-panel overview. Tapping on any one of the panels will take you directly to it, and you can move around that way. The other thing you can do is you'll notice there's dots up here at the top. You can use those as shortcuts as well. On the Atrix 4G, the only time you'll get this look is if you're at the home screen. So if you're at the home screen, hit the home key, it'll give you a 7-panel overview. You can use it as a shortcut. You can't pinch to get back to that. What happens is you get some dots that open up here down at the bottom that you can use as shortcuts to move in between the different panels. Take a look at the main menus on both. There we go. And on the Infuse 4G, it's going to move right to left and left to right. You also have a shortcut system up here at the top by tapping on any one of the dots. You can set the view up in customizable grid, alphabetical grid, or alphabetical list. On the Atrix 4G, it operates vertically, as you can see, and it's very smooth. As far as customization, there really isn't any. So there's your main menus on both. Notification bar. That's pretty much it. That's a quick look at the user interface on the Infuse 4G and Atrix 4G. Alrighty, let's take a look at the messaging applications on the Infuse 4G and Atrix 4G. And we'll start with the Infuse 4G. And we're going to create a new message, and you can see obviously we have swipe. Swipe and portrait, you've got speech to text lower right. Along with an enter key, symbols, you can access symbols either through long touch, long press, I guess is probably a better way to put it, or through the symbol key, and you can also change languages up here in the upper left hand corner. So we have swipe. Actually, let me try it. That's supposed to be called John on Tuesday. Try that one more time. Tuesday. There we go. Call John on Tuesday. Worked quite well. For our meeting on Wednesday. For our meeting on Wednesday. Grammatically correct. Swipe in portrait. Swipe in landscape. Also have available two other methods. You have the Android keypad, where you've got typical speech to text in lower left, along with numbers and symbols, and your enter key as well as the delete key. And then last but not least, you have your Samsung keyboard, which changes. You've got your settings key now down here in the lower right. We'll take a look at that in portrait as well. And then as far as attachments, first of all, you got smiley faces underneath the main menu. And attachments are slideshow, pictures, video, audio. Capture picture, capture video, record audio, so you've got direct links to the camera and audio. Then you can transfer contacts, or attach contacts, calendars, and also memo. Alright, so there's the Infuse 4G. Let's take a look at the Atrix 4G. And again, here's our swipe keypad in portrait. Call John on Tuesday. Let's see if I can do a little better than that. T-U-D-A-Y. There we go. And again, we need to get capitalization. For our meeting next Wednesday. And you can see we got it absolutely correct that time, along with the capitalization for Wednesday. So that worked quite well. And there's the keyboard in landscape. And again, the other choice is multi-touch keypad, and you can see it there with speech to text, settings, lower left, smiley faces, no enter key, delete key, and capitalization key, no long press for symbols either. And then as far as attachments, I think I have to address this to get attachments, so I'll put my, let's see, we'll try and put me in there. I guess it doesn't make any difference who's in there. Alright, attachments. You've got picture, take pictures, a direct link to the camera, as well as audio and video, and then slideshow and a name card. So not quite the same selection that's available on the Infuse 4G, not quite as diverse. So anyway, there's a look at the messaging applications on our two combatants. Alrighty then, what do you say we finish up today's face-off between the Samsung Infuse 4G and the Motorola Atrix 4G with our browser comparison. I've got both handsets running off the same Wi-Fi network. I've got the displays set on default brightness, and I have flash enabled on both. So what do you say we head on over to smartphoneenvy.com and see how it goes, and we're off. And it looks like the Infuse actually wants to do something. We're going to go to the mobile site first, see who gets there first, and it was the Infuse 4G. Still waiting on the Atrix 4G. There we go, finally. Alright, let's give it the real test and head over to the regular sight, and we're off. See if the Infuse wants to wake. Infuse is determined to get there quick. Look at that. Atrix 4G. Who's it going to be? They're about neck and neck. And we ran into the full flash. It looked like the Infuse got it first, but I think I actually had to come back and reload, so I think it was the Atrix 4G. As far as smooth, pretty friggin' smooth. Double tap to zoom in, pinch to zoom, double tap to rewrap. No issues whatsoever. Smooth as butter. Any rendering problems? Nope. None whatsoever. Alright. Yep. No problem with the Atrix. And you see we have a little bit of giddy up or glitch here at the beginning when we first start scrolling on the Infuse. Once we get it rolling, it's fine. But initially we're going to have a little giddy up there, a little catch. Double tap to zoom in, pinch to zoom, double tap to rewrap. Does it fine. Not quite as quick. Double tap to zoom all the way out. Seems to have a little bit of a problem handling the widget up at the top. But lower part of the page, yeah, no problem at all. And again, I've got the flash enabled, so we're testing it. And again, we're running against, we've got a 1.2 gigahertz processor with 512 megabytes of RAM versus a 1 gigahertz dual core processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM. Alright, let's head on over to Engadget and see how that works. I think I've got that on both of these. There it is, and we're off. Hopefully we'll get the full sights and they won't go mobile on us. Nope, looks like we got full sights coming, and the winner is going to be Atrix 4G. Here comes the Samsung Infuse, still waiting. Samsung's got it. And I'll tell you, the Samsung Infuse browser is quick, so is the Galaxy S2 is unbelievable. But Atrix handles it very, very well. Pinch to zoom, double tap. Any rendering issues? None whatsoever. Yeah. Atrix 4G handles it very well. Infuse. Definitely smoother. A little glitchy here at the very top, but definitely smoother than it handled my site with that big widget dealy bob at the beginning. Double tap to zoom in. Throwing a lot of technical terms at you today, I know. Dealy bob, whatchamajigger. Come on. Not quite as smooth, but not bad. Alright, let's give them the big test. Let's go over to CNN. Alright, sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulty there, but I'm over on CNN now, full site, and we're going to play a video, flash video, on both of these, since they both have Adobe Flash 10.3, and we'll see who handles it better. And at the moment, both of them seem to be taking a break. There we go. Oh, there we go. Looks like the Infuse 4G is out in front.
A lot of times things are right underneath our feet, and all we need to do is change the way we're thinking about them. A couple decades ago, we didn't even realize just how much natural gas was trapped in rocks thousands of feet below us. Technologies made it possible to safely unlock this clean and burning natural gas. These deposits could provide us with fuel for 100 years, providing energy security and economic growth all across this country. It just takes somebody having the idea, and that's where the discovery comes from.
So how much of this exactly is the media's business? Joining us now in San Francisco, Deborah Saunders, columnist for the San Francisco Chronicle. And here in Washington, Sally Quinn, co-founder of the Washington Post On Faith blog. And Michelle Cottle, Washington correspondent for Newsweek and the Daily Beast, author of
All right, there's a look at loading a flash video on both, and what I did notice was it looked like the Infuse loaded it actually a hair quicker than the Atrix 4G, but it had a much more difficult time trying to play it back smoothly. It was glitching quite a bit longer. There was actual uptake also needed on the Atrix 4G, but the Atrix 4G handled it, I thought, much better and was able to get it up and running smoothly quicker than the Infuse 4G. Overall, the Atrix 4G seemed to handle the web a little bit better than the Infuse, but the Infuse did a decent job, but I thought the Atrix 4G handled the web just a little bit better. So anyway, there's a look at our face-off today between the Infuse 4G and Atrix 4G, both currently on AT&T. I hope that's been helpful. Take care.